How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and we have a guest today from the hit movie Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. We have Miss Natasha Tosini. How are you, Miss Tosini?
Hello, I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy
Good.
to have you on here.
Thank
Um,
you for having me.
yeah. Um, Excited because this is first interview here on the channel, so a pleasure to have you
Yay!
on here. And also because Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey has been such a big topic on the internet with you know, the topics of the like Cody Leach, if you know who he is, the big like the
Yes.
issues with them, with
Yeah,
the
okay,
relationship
yes,
with all
then
of them.
yes, I
Yeah,
do.
yes, the big issues being squashed, and they're now friends. So yeah, I'm happy to have you on here. I really enjoyed the two movies. um
Yay, that's good.
Second one, I went to go see it in the theaters with my grandpa, and we both loved it. So
Oh, good.
yes, great
I'm
time.
glad you liked it.
Yeah, we already have a few people here in the chat. We have my buddy Luke. What is up? Always a familiar face here on the channel.
Hey, Luke.
Uh, and then we have Hunter here. What is the horror movie that made, or what is the movie that made you fall in love with horror?
Oh, hi, Hunter. I'd say probably Chucky. That's like my favorite, all-time favorite. When I was a
Chucky's a great
kid,
one.
instead of watching like nice kid movies, I used to watch like Chucky. So for Christmas, I'd get like Chucky dolls instead of Barbie dolls.
Oh,
Like when I
that's
was
dope.
really young. Yeah, so I used to love Chucky, and then I went on to like Friday the 13th, and mostly like Nightmare on Elm Street, but definitely Chucky was
See,
my
I
fave.
I used to be terrified of Nightmare on Elm Street, but um I could handle, Friday the 13th. I could handle Chucky. Halloween was always one of my go-tos. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's always interesting, but I could never get myself to watch the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
What
So
was it about Nightmare on Elm Street that scared you? Do you think?
um just it was really just like the concept of Freddy that
Okay.
always terrified me. I always had dreams where there was that, like, I would wake up and there's like the glove was like on my chest. It's like, holy crap.
Oh my god.
But yes.
Yeah, that
Uh
would be terrifying. I used to love Nightmare on Elm Street when I was a kid, but then when I grew up, I started to like it less. I think because I realized he was a paedophile. I
oh,
was like,
yeah.
okay, I don't know about this guy, but I used to think he was really cool. Like when I was a kid, obviously I didn't
Mhm.
know what he was doing, so
Right.
I was like, when people like the villain, I was like really into the villain. I was like, yeah, Freddy Krueger's so cool, he's so sick, and I was
Mhm.
loving it. But then when I grew up, I realized, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah. I
yeah,
see. That's the main thing I don't like about the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street is, they kind of subtly hint in like the first couple movies that he's kind of a pedophile. Like he has like like the tongue through the phone and whatnot. And then the remake, they really like double down on that and make him disgusting. It's just like, I don't really like that they actually
yeah.
really focus on that, but
I want
yeah,
him to be scary, not dirty. Do you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. Scary and funny.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what I love about Freddy is like his one-liners and whatnot that Tigger
yeah.
kind of is inspired by.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I think he did a great job as well. Lewis, who plays Tigger, I think he did a great
Love
job.
him in the movie. Yeah. Come here, flaccid bitch. Love that
Like,
line.
yeah, do you know what? We went to see the premiere together in LA,
hmm
and that line got so many laughs. Like every single time we watched it, that line got the most laughs out the whole
Yeah.
movie.
That had me and my grandpa laughing really hard, but there was only like two other people in the theater when I went to go see it.
All right.
It was Tuesday night, so it was like 7 o'clock or something like that. I guess maybe it just wasn't like the night that everyone wanted to go
Yeah.
see it or whatnot. But there was two other people. Pretty sure me and my grandpa were like the only ones laughing, which is kind of
Oh,
sad. But
really?
yeah, um, yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's probably my favorite line of the movie. I know
Is
on
it?
yeah, I know on Letterboxd. If you have Letterboxd, I have a review put out for it, and that was the line that I used. Like I used quotes like at the beginning of my reviews, and that's the line I used there.
Oh, is it?
So
Oh my God,
yeah,
yay.
yeah,
Yeah, that is a good
love
line.
that line.
Let me think. There's a few Tigger lines that I like. You better watch where you're going, bitch. It's probably my favorite.
hmm Yeah, you can. I mean, you can definitely tell though with those one-liners. I was inspired by Freddy though
Oh yeah,
because
they're so good, so good. Yeah.
every single one, it's always ends in bitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's so good, isn't it? I
Yeah,
love
it's
it.
hilarious. We have my buddy Lego Lover 117. Hello, Michael. Hello, Garrett,
Hey,
my
Lego
buddy.
lover.
Yes. I actually just interviewed him. Well, kind of interviewed him. It was I do like a live show every I want to say like once or twice a month, and it's called Your Favorite Movie. Love to get you on for that, by the way. But
Yes, put me on.
yes. So I had him on here just talking about his favorite movie, which is The Avengers, the original.
Oh, okay.
Loved having him on here. Um, and then Hunter asks, "Are do you like David Cronenberg's body horror movies?"
Oh, I don't know
Oh
who
my
that is.
gosh,
Sorry, I'm
I'm
reading the caption.
right.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
He's okay. So he's the director of The Fly and Videodrome. What else? Uh, he did Crimes of the Future recently.
I've not seen any of those movies.
Oh, yeah, you got to check out the Fly remake. That
Is
is
that
one of
good?
yes, so good.
What is it about flies?
Well, so it's about a guy that like mutates himself and becomes a fly,
Oh my
and
god.
so it's like like puking up everywhere and eating his food and whatnot that way. It's creepy, very very disturbing.
Is it?
Especially what David Cronenberg does with the body horror stuff. It's pretty creepy. If you've ever seen Tusk, it's very similar to that.
Oh no, I've not seen that. Someone recommended me to
Oh
watch that because I'm like not really into the disturbing horror. I like it to be
yeah,
scary or gory, but I don't want it to be like disgusting. So people
yeah,
keep recommending me. Do you know Scott, the producer of Winnie the Pooh?
yeah. Scott Chambers.
Yeah, he
Yep.
keeps on like me and him are quite good friends, and he keeps recommending me horrible movies to watch so he can see my reaction. So he
Mm-hmm.
made me watch a Serbian film.
Oh
He
Lord.
told me, he didn't tell me what it was going to be about. I had no idea what it was going to be about. I had no idea anything going into it. Literally, I recorded my reaction to send to him, obviously to show to him. And I was like going to be sick. I like, had a bucket. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick.
Oh
I cried
God.
and everything. Awful.
Me and my friends, we just watched Cannibal Holocaust together. If you know what that movie is, like one of the most controversial movies out there.
Really?
They killed actual animals on set. That's the reason why. So don't ever watch that if you're an animal lover.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
How did they get away with that? When was that filmed?
It was I believe it was an Italian film. Like it was an Italian director that made it. It was filmed on an island or something like
Why would
that.
someone even want to do that?
I don't know. Very very disturbing film. And as someone who has worked with animals, like animal carcasses, because like cookouts and whatnot, making hog roast and whatnot, it's like that made me gag. Like it's exactly what it's like carving an animal.
Really?
It's disgusting, yeah. And I was thinking, oh god, is this actually what's gonna happen? And it was like, yeah.
Did they kill them in the movie? You watch them die?
Yep. There's a turtle, there's a monkey, and I think there's like a cat or something like that. So it's
Why would
very
somebody
very
film
gross.
that? Surely they should have been arrested for that.
They should have. I know it was
That spun
like
me.
the big story. They went to court, but not because of animal cruelty, because people thought it was a snuff film. So they thought that it was real and that they actually killed the people in the movie.
But they didn't kill the people.
No, they didn't. It was like it was hidden for a year just to have like the effect that like they didn't act in anything else, just to seem that they were like off the grid and whatnot.
Yeah, because they wanted
So.
to add to the publicity of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy
Yep.
this. I don't enjoy that. That's
Yeah.
not something for me to watch.
Yeah. All right. Hunter says just rewatched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey just a few hours ago. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yay.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Which one did you
sure.
watch?
I'm
Did
guessing
you just rewatch number 1 or number 2?
I'm guessing just the first one.
I think probably
he
the first one. I
says,
don't know if the second one's out in like places we can.
yeah.
Watched it 5 times on Peacock. Good. Watch it again.
Yes. Shoot. Would you ever love to play a villain in a horror movie?
Oh, 100%.
Good to know.
100%. it's actually one of my like dream roles to have like a role where I'm actually a psychotic murderer.
Oh, jeez.
Because I'm usually the one that's scared running away, because obviously I'm very small and I'm very pretty and I'm a lady. So I'm always cast for like the girl who's really scared. But I do want to play a
Right.
role where I'm like a complete psychopath and I'm like murdering everyone and I give no fucks.
Oh, that would be
That would be so cool.
awesome. That would be awesome. Out of all the upcoming horror movies Scott and Reese have coming up, the one I'm looking forward to the most is Pooniverse.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
Yep.
amazing.
That's gonna be awesome. And we do have questions lined up for later on with those movies. Hey, Mike and Natasha. What's up, Josh?
Hey Josh.
Check bounced, by the way. Oh yeah. Me and Garrett here, we had a deal made where I was supposed to pay him like $37,000 just to get on. It was like, it's a joke. It was a joke.
Oh my god.
Yep. Videodrome on top. Yes, sir. Check it out if you haven't. It's great. Hated Cannibal Holocaust. Good. Good. How long did filming last for Blood and Honey?
So filming for number 1, they filmed for 10 days and then they had reshoots. So I don't know how long it was altogether after reshoots. I'm guessing it was around 16, 17 days. Filming for number 2, I'm pretty sure was like 2 months, I think. I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure how long it was, but I think they had Lewis on set, Tigger on set for 3 days. So it wasn't, it wasn't like really long, obviously. But every time they make another one, the budgets are going up, so it's getting better.
Yeah. Well, what was the budget increase between the two movies? Do you know?
Oh, I'm pretty sure the first one was made on £20,000, so about $30,000.
Okay.
And then the second one, I think, was around $350,000. So it's like 10 times the budget as before.
Yeah,
and obviously you can see that, like you can see how amazing they've done with it. Especially also, that's not high budget. That's not even medium budget. That's still low budget for a movie. But they've done it so well. It doesn't look low budget at all. Like it's really, really well done, I think. So every time the budget goes
very,
up,
very well done.
obviously improved.
Yeah, very, very well done for a low budget movie for sure. It's kind of like along the same lines as like Terrifier 2 with that budget increase.
With the increase,
yeah. It's great what they pulled off with that. Yeah. Aren't the reason they put exclaimer that no animals were hurt? Oh yeah, well in movies nowadays, yeah, they do, yeah. Because if it was, they killed like a dozen kitties and puppies. Oh yeah. And Cannibal Holocaust, yeah, it's something like that.
Why?
I hope it's okay. Me asking questions, of course, yeah. If that's okay.
Ask loads. Ask as many questions as you like.
Yep. Have seen the first Blood and Honey 3 times. Haven't been able to see the second one yet, but I'm hoping to watch it when I have a chance to.
Yay! I'm glad you saw it 3 times. That means you liked it.
And
I think you'll like number 2 as well.
Oh yeah. Me and Luke have conversed a lot. I think he's probably gonna love it because he loves a good slasher. So yeah. I'm actually writing my first horror screenplay and I'm loving it.
Oh,
good to know, man.
Okay, exciting. What's it about? Tell us more.
Yeah. Alrighty. Throw up the banner here. So, first question that I have for you: what intrigued you about Blood and Honey, and what was the audition process like?
Oh, okay. What intrigued me? So obviously, it was Winnie the Pooh. But the longer answer of that was that I looked online at like the jobs and stuff, and this was like my first ever feature film. So I didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't really know how it worked or anything like that. I'd never had like a feature job before.
Right.
When I was looking on the things that you look on, it's kind of like when you're an actor, it's kind of like Indeed. You know, for like jobs, it's kind of like Indeed.com, but for acting jobs. So it's like Star Now, Spotlight, Mandy, Backstage, places like that. And I was looking on there and I saw one that was like Winnie the Pooh. And I was like, oh my God, Winnie the Pooh. And I clicked on it and I was like, oh, what's this all about? Yeah. Because I realized that at that point it was a horror movie. And I was like, oh, okay. And I actually, so the way I auditioned, moving on to your next question, I think I actually applied for a different role. So the role that I applied for was of Maria.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, so
she's
I
like
applied for
the
the role of Maria, the
right,
one who
yeah.
was being stalked or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And they asked me to tape for her. I'm pretty sure they asked me to tape for her. And I taped, and they were like, "Hi, can you tape for this character?" And obviously, I've never done a film before at this point, so I was like,
Right,
"Yeah,"
yeah.
didn't know what it meant. So I taped for Lara, and they were like, "Yeah, love it. Would love you to be in it." And I was like, "Really?" Because I've never done a film before. I don't know how this works. What do I do?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and then they gave me the role. They sent me the script. I got added to a group chat, which I didn't know that what that meant back in the day. I was like, "What is this group chat?" And it was obviously the cast and the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's spoken in the group chat. Everyone's really nice. So yeah, I'm very lucky actually, and very grateful because it was my first ever film, and I kind of like fell into the right place at the right time, I guess. And I'm
Yeah,
also really thankful to Scott and Reese, obviously, for giving me the opportunity.
yeah, that is awesome. Sounds like a great crew. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, everyone was so nice.
Yeah. Um the Batman is here. Blood and Honey's amazing. Looking forward to number 2. My buddy Jamie.
Hey, Jamie. Glad you're looking forward to number 2. You're going to love it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Stephen King's horror movies? The Shining, 1408, It, Cujo, Pet Cemetery, and Carrie?
I am. They're not like my favorites, but I am. I am a fan. Carrie is kind of the vibes that I want to do when I do like my psycho role that I want to do.
Oh,
You know, when
that is
she's
great
like,
inspiration, yeah.
she's so pretty and gorgeous, but she's also fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. I want to do something like that.
Yeah.
I want to be so nuts. People look at it and go, "What the fuck?" I want people on set to watch me and go, "What the fuck?"
Right, yeah.
I want to look completely insane. I want to completely method it as well. I want to go on set and not speak to anyone and just go fucking nuts.
Yeah, kind of like sorry, kind of like Wesley Snipes' Blade. Kind of. Have you heard the story behind Blade 3?
Oh no.
Oh, yes, yeah. There's an interview with, I believe it's Patton Oswalt. He was talking about like the onset experience with Wesley Snipes for Blade Trinity, and he was talking about how he just referred to himself as Blade, and he wouldn't come out of his trailer, and
Wow.
he would only be like responsive to anyone calling him Blade,
Oh
and
my
he
god.
just like walk around in costume all day, like he would
Wow.
sleep
So
in
we
his
properly
costume. I'm
methoded
pretty
it.
sure. Yeah, so he tried methoding it, but he went a little far. Just
Did he?
so yeah.
That's the problem with method. I think it's really hard to be like. I was speaking to somebody recently, and I can't like talk too much about it because I don't want to like give away what they're doing or anything like that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
they were talking about how they're gonna method the next thing they've got coming up and stuff, and like how the research they're gonna be doing and things they're gonna be watching and looking into. And I genuinely was like, "You're gonna be so fucked."
Oh,
Because like the
geez.
things that they're going to be watching and like researching and like spending a lot of time looking at are not things that you want to be looking at. Do you know what I mean? So and that's
Yeah.
the thing, like
Yep.
it will fuck you up, won't it? Of course it will. Like if you
Yeah.
look at, for example, children being murdered, which obviously isn't what it is, but like for example, if you had to watch children being murdered for hours and hours a day to get yourself into character, it's going to fuck you up. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
is, but like method acting, I think that's why it looks so good as well because it works.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I think as well. There was a story with Jared Leto for Morbius, how he was like hanging out in the Batcave for like a couple weeks or something like that, just so he could get into character for Morbius or
Oh
something
my
like that. And
god.
I don't know how hanging out with bats would get you into character because you can't talk to bats, you can't really
Yeah.
communicate besides going caca caca and whatnot. But yeah,
Yeah.
what is your favorite kind of horror?
Oh, okay. I want the story to be scary. I don't really like jump. I'm really particular with horror movies. Like I don't want
Mhm.
it to be really disgusting. I don't want anything bad to happen to children or animals or anything like that. I don't
Yeah,
like watching stuff like that. I like psychological horror, you know, where someone thinks something's going on and their brain's telling them something different and then
yeah,
something's going on and like The Woman in Black, for example. I like films like that. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, obviously. I like that one as well,
yeah,
just to put that out there. Films like, I don't know, I don't really want it to be disturbing. I want
Mhm.
it to be scary. Do you know what I mean? I want it to be scary because it's
Yeah.
scary. I don't want to feel sick, like I'm going to throw up and go,
Mhm.
oh, that was horrible because it was disgusting. I want to go, oh my God, I was genuinely scared. Do you know what I mean? Paranormal Activity
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah, I get that. Actually, quick recommendation if you want like psychological horror, I recommend. Let me see if I have it up here. Got this big old shelf full of movies. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Cobweb. Have you ever
Oh,
seen this movie? Have you seen this one?
no,
Okay,
no.
this one is really good. It's about this little kid. He's hearing voices in his walls, and his parents are telling him that it's not real. But he keeps hearing the voices, and the voices are telling him to do like this voice is like telling him to do weird shit. Um, yeah, and then it ends up being, oh, it's his sister in the walls apparently. And it's like, oh shit,
That
that's
reminds me
crazy.
of there's another horror movie that's like that. Is it called The Boy?
The boy, yeah, something
Is
like
that where
that.
there's actually someone in the walls?
Um,
Or mine about computers? There's a movie where they think that the doll's haunted, but it's not. There's actually some.
yeah, I think that's the boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
then they did
reminds
the
me of that. I'd have
sequel
to watch that. I'd have to give
somehow.
that a watch. Is it scary or is it like
I mean, it's about as
psychological?
scary as you can go with like a PG-13, or I guess it would be what, like rated 12 plus or something like that for you guys in
Yeah,
the
we've
UK.
got PG-13 as well. It probably wouldn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so it's about as scary as you can get with
Yeah. Okay,
that
yeah,
kind of
that's
rating.
fine. I don't mind the scariness, but I feel like for me, because I do get very scared. Like I
Mhm.
went to what did I go and watch the other day? A movie about a teddy bear recently came out in the UK.
Oh, Imaginary, I think it's called. Yeah.
Imaginary. I went to watch Imaginary with my boyfriend, and he really likes like horror movies and stuff. And he was like enjoying it the whole time. And there was points like when the music started changing or a little bit that I was
Mhm.
kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't like it to be very scary. I don't want it to make me jump. Do you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
prefer it when it's not scary, but there's a big like there's a really good story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Um I also, okay, I checked out Late Night with the Devil yesterday. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's
I've
David.
watched it.
Oh, okay.
Is it in the
Yeah,
cinemas at the moment?
David Desmalchian. Yep. It just came out in cinemas over here. I
Yeah,
think
I
it was like
watched it
the
when I was in
weekend.
LA. I was literally in LA last week, and I watched it there.
Yeah, it was yeah, the week before I think Blood and Honey came out. Yeah. That one creeped me out. Um
Really?
like the whole like the demonic cult or whatever.
Yeah, it
That
was
stuff.
so weird,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Like,
I
it
loved
wasn't
that approach
really.
too.
Do you know what? Do you know the bit that I did enjoy? I did enjoy because it wasn't
What's
really
that?
for me, but
Mhm.
I really did like the end bit where he thought he was saving her and he wasn't, and then he'd killed the girl, and it was like,
Mhm.
what's going on? And he was in an episode, then he was in another episode, and then he was in another episode,
Yeah.
and no one kind of knew what was going on. I love that shit. And I
That
really
was
enjoyed
really,
that.
really
I
cool.
watched
Yeah.
that with Scott and Reese, Scott James and Reese Freak,
Mhm.
you know, the director and the producer, and my boyfriend Lewis. Um, and it was like everyone had mixed opinions because I'd said like I really liked the end bit, and Reese said like that wasn't one of his favorite parts. Like he disliked that bit, but he really liked it. And I was like,
Mhm.
wow. I feel like everyone had different opinions on it. It's usually with horror, I find people either like it or they don't. But with that one, it was like people like different parts. Some people liked it, some people hated it.
Yeah. And that's I love movies that will like spark up a conversation about like what's the interpretation that they have for it. I know I went to go see it with my grandpa. We go to see a lot of movies together, specifically
Oh,
horror movies because we're both big horror guys. And so we both saw it, we both loved it. And he said by the end of it, he thought that David Desmalchian, he had sold his soul to the devil just so he could be like the next Johnny Carson.
yeah,
And so by the end of the movie, he's his time is up. Like he needs to pay up to the devil. And so
yeah,
that's why he had this whole um this like whole devil conversation thing, and that's what
yeah.
was
Because it was
dragging him
weird, wasn't
to.
it?
Yeah, that's why he was like dragging this little girl to like pull out the demon that's possessed her and whatnot.
Oh yeah, because he
um
wasn't he? He was like, "Let us do it, let us do it."
yeah. And then
Wasn't it?
I also saw there's like a theory out there that it was not just the little girl, but also David Desmalchian was possessed because
Oh,
there's like
okay.
a connection with the two that you can definitely tell, like, because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like the wife is talking, and there's like the parallel where they're like, I want to talk to my wife, and then the little girl's like, I'm right here. Your wife is
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
here. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Something
Like,
I noticed that, but it was kind of brushed over, I feel.
yeah, a little
There was a
bit.
lot of
Yeah.
things that for me, I just didn't understand what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like things like that I was like, oh, we're hopefully going to find out what this means. And we didn't. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Then I just forgot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that for sure. Yeah. Not an ending for everyone, but like, and not a movie for everyone because
Yeah.
art is subjective. But
Oh, yeah, of course.
mm-hmm. um, the horror screenplay that I'm writing is about a family renting a cabin where a horrific tragedy took place 4 years earlier, and the family seeing ghosts of the people involved.
Oh,
That
okay. I
sounds
like that.
cool. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
That does sound
Morbius
cool.
was so morbid, man. Yeah. Um, some psychological horror movies I love are Stir of Echoes, great movie by the way. Um, Get Out, 1408, and What Lies Beneath. I have not seen 1408 and What Lies Beneath, but I love Stir of Echoes and I love Get Out. Have you seen those?
I haven't seen any of the movies that were listed there, but I've heard of What Lies Beneath Us, or whatever it's called, and Get
Mm-hmm.
Out. I've heard of that one. Obviously, that one was quite popular, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely check
I
out
need to
Get
watch it.
Out though. I believe that one was nominated for a couple awards or
Was
something
it?
like that. Yeah, Jordan Peele, big name in horror now,
Yeah.
so I recommend that one for sure. And then Stir of Echoes is one of my favorites.
I'm gonna have to watch them. I need to start watching more films.
Yeah. um, some of the scariest movies I've ever seen include Smile, When Evil Lurks, and The Exorcist.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, okay. I've seen The Exorcist. Um, Probably not the scariest movie. What's the scare? I can't even think of the scariest movie I've ever seen.
I was actually just about to ask. Yeah, what is the
Yeah,
scariest
yeah.
movie you've ever seen?
I don't know, to be honest, because I go through phases of being scared and not being scared. This sounds so weird, but I go through phases
Mm-hmm.
of being afraid of horror movies, and then I go through phases of not caring. So obviously,
Yeah.
like when I was younger, I used to love them, and I'd just sit there and watch them like this, like it was a bedtime
Mm-hmm.
story or something. And then I got a bit older and I was scared. And then I went through a phase of being like, oh, no, I'm not scared anymore. It's literally like that. Like I could be
Yeah.
terrified of horror movies, and then the next day I'll be like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
I go
that.
through
Yeah.
phases.
That's
So I can't
happened
really
with
think.
me. That's happened with me for sure. Like I said with like Freddy Krueger and whatnot, being terrified of that guy, and then
Yeah.
yeah, like now as of recently, I think I've watched the original and Freddy versus Jason at least like 4 or 5 times each, just
Really.
because I think those are just like some of the best horror movies out there. Honestly,
Does it
well,
still scare you now or not anymore?
the concept kind of freaks me out. But
Okay.
it's like watching the movie, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this dude's a little kooky, and I dig it.
Yeah. So you're not afraid anymore. Did it
Mhm.
scare you when you was listening to Tigger?
A little bit, honestly,
Did
because
it?
yeah, his voice was like it's just like very deep, and
Yeah.
it's I think I really just like the approach to that.
Yeah.
Did they put like a voice changer on him to do that?
That actually Lewis's voice.
Oh,
They distorted it a little bit, but he obviously did the American accent. He deepened the voice. So yeah, that's actually his voice.
that is awesome, actually.
Yeah, he's really good.
Mm-hmm. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is my second favorite horror movie of the year.
What's your first favorite?
Yeah, what is your first favorite, man?
Excuse me.
The theater I was at was showing Blood and Honey 2, literally gave it a 3-minute standing ovation. The actor who played Owl gave me goosebumps. Holy shit, his evil laugh was creepy. It was pretty creepy,
Owl.
yeah.
Yeah, Owl's amazing. The guy who plays Owl, his name's Marcus Macy.
Mm-hmm.
And he's absolutely brilliant. He's as crazy as Owl in real life, but
Oh,
just with no
jeez.
murdering. But he's so sweet. Honestly, nicest guy.
Method
Yeah,
actor, I'm
so
guessing.
sweet. Pardon?
Method actor, I'm guessing.
Oh, do you
For
know what?
Owl.
I don't know. Like, because
Oh,
I didn't actually
jeez.
work with Owl on that set.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, Owl. I didn't work with Owl. I've worked with Marcus before, and literally they'll yell cut, and he'll just start talking to me about something else. Oh, Natasha, do, and I'm like, oh yes,
Yeah.
Marcus. Yeah, I know what you mean. But then with this one, I don't know whether he went deeper into the role or like how he approached it, because I didn't actually see Owl on this set, but I did see Marcus because he had a day off and he came into set when I was doing my scene. But he wasn't obviously Owl that day because Owl was not working that day. So I have no idea how he approached it, but he did an amazing job, obviously.
Yeah, he did a really great job for sure. Lewis was so damn good as Tigger. Yes, he
was.
was.
No, he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He gets lots of he had lots of positive feedback when we went to see the premieres.
That is great to hear.
I don't think I've actually. I didn't. So when Winnie 1 premiered, we had a lot of people that were like really angry. You've ruined my childhood and all that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people saying that stuff. Obviously, with number 2, they're so much like they're in such a better position because the shock's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to get that. You're ruining my childhood because those people have given up. They don't care anymore. But in like relation to that, when we went to the premiere, Lewis had nothing but positive feedback. Nothing but positive feedback. Honestly, every single time Tigger spoke, everyone erupted in laughter. People were shouting, "Tigger, Tigger!" Like, as obviously they wanted things sign in and like photos and stuff. But no, honestly, he did such an amazing job. Really good.
That is awesome to hear, though. So next question I have: did you have any inspirations for your role in the first movie, and I guess also the second, because you pop up for a minute there, right?
I do. Right? Did you see me?
I believe I did. Yeah. I don't remember exactly who you played, but I do remember seeing you pop up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in it for about 30 seconds, number 2, because they wanted to put me in as like an extra. So I'm in the rave scene, and basically I'm wearing like a black wig, and I'm dancing on a guy, and my boobs are out, and then I get my head sawn off with a hacksaw.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So yeah, for that one, obviously I had no inspiration. I just turned up and I got killed and I left.
Right.
Number 1, I wouldn't say I was inspired by anybody for the role, but when I read the lines, I was like, okay, I can easily, like, this is just a bitchy girl. And I was like, I'm just gonna amp up my personality by tenfold, and I can do this because I'm very like confident anyway, and I'm very much like loud and a bit egotistical, but in a good way. Obviously, I love everyone. Everyone thinks like I'm really nice because I am. So I was like, if I just amp that up tenfold, that's just going to be, do you know what I mean? That's going to be so Lara. And obviously then she became an iconic bitch, which is obviously great.
Yeah, she's definitely an iconic character, I'd say, for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Very like that character feels like a very good callback to, like, you know, original like Friday the 13th and whatnot, with the kind of, I guess, bitchy characters. Yeah.
Yeah, the like dumb bitchy blonde.
Yeah. Have you seen any footage of the Bambi movie?
I've literally only seen what you guys will have seen. So I know a clip's just been released.
Right.
That's all I've seen, just the clip.
Okay, yeah. And then I saw you pop up and I chuckled.
Oh, did you see me? Yay.
Yeah. And then my buddy Jason here. What's up, dude? Hey, Mike and Natasha. How are you guys doing today? Doing great, man. What about you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Jason, how are you doing? Hope you're doing okay.
Yeah. And I guess my next question on here was, are you a fan of horror movies? And that's already kind of been answered. So I guess I am.
Do you know, like, I don't know. It's strange actually, because like I said, I go through phases. But when I was a kid growing up, I was obsessed. Like, if you'd have told 7-year-old me that I'd be acting in horror movies, I'd have been mind blown because I was so obsessed with them. But then I kind of went off them as I got a bit older. I've always been like a bit of a metalhead. I've always loved to be like dressing in black. And I remember I used to shave my head and dye my hair red and green and yellow and pink and green and all the colours and stuff.
Yeah.
But I went for a phase, like I said, of not really liking them because I was a bit like, because they were scary in the moment. It's not that I'm scared after. It's the jump scare that I don't like. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm very jumpy anyway. It's like I've had Red Bull all the time. So anyone can scare me all the time because I will jump. So horror movies are not like the best thing for me. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I do enjoy watching them, and I think I appreciate them more now I'm in the horror industry, because the fans have like obviously taken me in with open arms, and they've been so welcoming and so nice.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I do like horror movies. In conclusion, sorry that was such a long response.
Yeah, no, and
I
no
could have just
worries
said
with that
yes.
though. Yeah. And so I guess going off of that, what is your favorite kind of movie? Like, what is your favorite genre of film?
Oh, that's so hard. What's my favorite genre? My favorite genre to act in, or my favorite genre to watch?
I guess both. Yeah,
Okay.
both.
My favorite genre to watch would probably be, I don't know, because it was for so long romance comedies.
Right.
For so long it was, but then recently, maybe thriller.
Thriller. Okay.
I'd say at the minute probably thriller, and then my favorite to act in would be horror.
Awesome.
Definitely,
Yeah.
obviously, would be horror. But like I said, I want to not be scared and crying anymore. I want to be killing.
Yeah. You'd be an awesome killer, though.
I think I'd be an amazing killer, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I want to hack people to death.
um, what genre would you like to star in next? I guess that. Yeah.
Oh,
I guess that
yeah.
goes along pretty well.
I've got my next role coming up is actually not a horror movie. God,
Yeah.
I'm so contradictive. My next movie coming up is actually a romance comedy that I'm going to be filming in California.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's pretty cool. It's very exciting. So yeah, that's the next role that I've got coming up.
Yeah,
I
sounds
also,
awesome.
but I do have. In fact, no, that's not the next. Well, I'm a lead in that one. I've got one where I'm like a very small role that's a horror movie coming up. I've got another where I'm in an ensemble cast. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, an ensemble. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll be part of an ensemble cast. That's another horror movie
Oh,
where I
sweet.
will be playing a villain.
Oh,
But I want to be more villainous.
awesome.
I want to be a lead character that's a villain. I want to really take it too far.
Oh,
I want to really take it too far. And with this character that I'm doing, obviously I'm so excited. It's going to be amazing. But I can't take it as far as I want to take it.
oh,
Like, I want to take it so far that I have to apologize to the people I'm killing because they think they're actually scared.
oh, jeez.
Yeah. I want to fully method it. Next
Yeah.
time you speak to me, I might be insane.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, I'd love to see that transformation though. That sounds amazing. Yeah. And I will try to make sure to go check out those upcoming movies then. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let me know whenever they're coming out.
Oh,
And then
definitely.
yeah, I'll for sure check them out. Are you a fan of zombie movies? 28 Days Later, World War Z, The Walking Dead. Fans of them?
I'm fans of that movie that's a comedy that's got zombies in. Zombieland.
Zombieland.
I like
Great movie.
Zombieland. And I like the one with Simon Pegg in it.
Oh, is it Shaun of the Dead? Love that movie.
Yes.
That's one of my all-time favorites right there.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. Great movie. Is there a chance we could see you in future I guess the Poohniverse movies? So Pinocchio, Peter Pan.
There was a chance, yes, that you could see me in those future movies.
Okay. Sweet. Can't wait.
Very fun.
Would you love to star in a crime drama?
Oh, definitely. Oh my goodness, yes. I'd love to be like, I feel like I'd be such a good like FBI agent.
Oh yeah, you'd be awesome as that.
Oh my god, I'd love to do something like that. Definitely FBI, like shooting everyone. Well, not necessarily shoot. Why is it always about death?
Yeah.
Every time I mention something, it's about death. Not necessarily shooting everyone, but I'd love to like, I guess, just take the bad guys down. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah.
I want to be dominant.
Yeah.
Rather than being murdered, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Have you checked out Love Lies Bleeding recently? That one just came out. A24 produced it. I think Kristen Stewart's in it. I just saw that one a couple weeks ago, and that one for sure. That's a crime drama that I definitely recommend checking out.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Ed Harris is in it. He's the villain. So do you know who Ed
Oh,
Harris is?
I don't know who that is.
Let me see what he. Shoot, let me just look
Sorry,
up
I literally watch no
what all he's
films.
in.
This is awful. I should be
Oh,
watching films, shouldn't I? Especially for these interviews.
oh, no worries. Okay, so he's in the Abyss, the James Cameron movie, The Truman Show. He's in Top Gun Maverick. He plays a lot of villains.
Okay.
It seems like so. Yeah. Yeah, he's a great actor. He's great in Love Lies Bleeding. So yeah.
I'll
Would you
watch
love to
that.
be in a Christopher Nolan movie?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, wouldn't anyone be?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Spilling the tea. Mm?
Spill the tea. Oh
Yeah.
no, I did, didn't I? I spilled a little bit of tea there, but it was
Just a
piping
tiny
hot.
bit. Mm-hmm.
Just a tiny bit.
Yep. What is one tip you could give someone who would like to be in a horror film? What could be the challenges someone could find in that genre?
Okay. Tips to anyone who wants to be in a horror movie. I would say just get your portfolio up. If you can't find anyone that wants to put you in a film, film your own content and make yourself a little short film that you can use as a show reel to show other producers and directors what you're good at.
Right. Yeah.
Or there is actually like studios that you can go to that build show reels for you. So you go and you have to obviously pay them, but they will film it and you like bring your own lines. You tell them what you want, they'll film it and it will look like a movie. So then you can put that in a show reel and it's really, really good quality. People will see that you're really good. So that's what I'd recommend. And the challenges you'd find in horror, two of the biggest challenges I'd always say with horror are that one, most of your scenes are filmed at night because it has to be dark.
Right.
So
Yeah.
unless you're inside, if you're inside, it's fine because they can do this thing called day for night, which is like they block out all the windows and they'll shine like a one light through, so it looks like the moon, and it's like it's daytime outside, but they'll make it look like it's nighttime, which is great if they can do that. But a lot of scenes obviously are going to have to be filmed outside or near a window or something, so it will have to be nighttime. So that's a bit strenuous. Also, with horror movies, it is a lot of screaming, a lot of running, a lot of crying, a lot of like fake blood. They're some of the only things that I could say that are challenges. So with the fake blood, obviously, if you're filming at night and you're covering in fake blood, it's very cold, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But again, it washes off. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. With the screaming and the crying, you can only cry so much before you have to like start thinking about horrible things, which is obviously not great, but it's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And with the screaming, obviously, it gives you a bad throat. But they're all such minor things in terms of like when I filmed Winnie the Pooh 1, for example, and I did the scene where I'm lying on the road. We filmed that for hours. Obviously, I had to take hours, and it was like one of the hardest scenes to film before they did reshoots. It was so hard. It took hours and hours, and it was like freezing, and it was like the middle of the night, and I was in a bikini and I was soaking wet because in that scene I'd just come out the hot tub, so I was freezing.
Right.
People had like double coats on. I remember Maria, who plays Maria, she had like 2 coats on and a blanket wrapped around her, and she was filming me, and she was shaking, filming me on the floor.
Oh yeah.
And I had just a bikini on, and I had to like scream. Literally, it was so difficult. But again, it is just the industry. Like you have to do that. And the cast and the crew, they did everything they could to like keep me warm and keep me happy and healthy and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And they did a great job. So yeah, it is just things that come with the industry, unfortunately, but it is worth it in the end.
Right. Yeah. That was actually going to be like one of my next questions. What was it like filming your death scene? So the car on the road.
No,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah. Would you love to see Christopher Nolan tackle a horror movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know there's been a bunch of rumors going around that he's wanting to make a horror movie, or that he's said that he's wanting to make a horror movie.
I don't know if it's true or not, obviously, but I just saw it online.
Right, yeah. One of the female characters that I'm writing in my horror screenplay ends up becoming a psychotic murderer, aka wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh, okay.
Might have to hit up Hunter for that role. Yeah. hit a puncher for that role, maybe. I remember I filmed at day because I didn't have the lighting to film at night, but managed to film in a forest, so it's a bit more darker. I
Okay.
know in Pooh 2, they filmed a lot more in like the woods and whatnot. Were you on set the days that they were doing that or no?
I was not on set the days that we're filming in the forest, but I have been to that forest for a different movie.
Okay.
So I'm in a movie called Cinderella's Curse.
Okay.
I play the evil stepsister, one of the evil stepsisters. Obviously, there's two. That's coming out
Nice.
very, very soon. I'm pretty sure it's just been released, actually.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah,
Maybe.
I'll have
So
to
have a
check
look
that
at
one out
that.
then.
Have a little
Yeah,
watch. I hope you like it. But yeah,
thanks.
we filmed some scenes from that also in the same woods that they filmed the scenes from Winnie the Pooh. So I wasn't on set that day, but I have been to that woods.
No, that is good to know. Um, that is a challenge for sure. Yes. Yeah, lighting. Yeah, it seems definitely like a challenge. So actually, real quick, I just asked this because we were in the discussion. But what were the like the hours? Like how many hours a day did they film for the movie?
For Winnie, for Winnie
Yeah,
One.
for Winnie One. Yep.
Do you know what? At the time, I thought, God, these are long hours. But looking back, I've been on so many sets now. They were actually pretty good.
Oh,
Pretty good
that's
hours.
good.
Obviously, we had to film. To be honest, out of my scenes, because obviously I die halfway through.
Right.
Um,
Yep.
I had a lot more scenes, but obviously because of the length of the film and other logistical things, a lot of the scenes with just the girls got cut or cut down massively.
Mm-hmm.
So most of my scenes were actually filmed in the day. I'm trying to think. We really weren't on set for that long. It wasn't even 12 hours.
A day, yeah. That's
It
that
wasn't
is
even.
enough.
It's. I think usually, I'm thinking the sets that I'm on. It's normally like a minimum of 12 hours.
Right,
But it
yeah.
wasn't even. I can't remember it even being 12 hours a day. It was pretty good.
That is good, yeah. Because I know bigger movies nowadays shoot, even if they have like a couple months of shooting, it's up to like 16 to 17 hours a day or something like
Yeah,
that for shooting.
yeah. I've done some big ones. I did something like 22 in one day.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Yikes. I'm surprised that, the hours a day weren't shorter because of the, like you said, it was like the 10-day window to shoot it, right? I'm surprised that they weren't longer days, but I guess
I
maybe there just
know.
wasn't a whole lot to.
Maybe I don't know, to be honest. I can't remember it being really long. I can't remember getting up and going because I remember I didn't wake up super early and I didn't get back super late.
Hmm,
So if
okay.
anything, maximum it would have been 12 hours. And I genuinely can't remember it being any longer. I can't remember exactly how long it was. I wish I knew. I wish I'd like written these things down because I do get asked these questions a lot. But I think, because it was so long ago and we filmed it about a year, or not a year, but like a long time before it
Right.
actually came out. So we filmed this years ago now.
Mm-hmm. So it
Yeah, so
was it was like 2022, right? And they just released it because of um the public domain drop in
yes, I
2023, I
can't remember
believe, right?
exactly they when did they release it? Do you know?
Um,
I should
I
know this.
believe I believe in the States it was like February 2023.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have filmed it at least 6 months prior to that.
Okay. So it's like when the public domain lifted, that's when they released that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So yeah, I figure it's probably a little before that because I know that they did that for. I think they announced like the Mickey's Mousetrap movie or whatever that they're doing. So the Mickey Mouse horror movie, and I believe they filmed that last year or the year before, and then just this year Mickey Mouse went into the public domain. So
I don't think it
yeah.
was actually Scott and Reese who are doing Mickey Mouse. I
Hmm.
think it's another company that are doing Mickey Mouse. I don't know, so I don't really know anything about it, obviously.
Right. Yeah. And
But
I was gonna say I don't believe they said that it was like in the Puniverse like that bubble for it either. So yeah, I
yeah,
guess it is a
I
different
think there's
company.
just some
Yeah.
problems with like the I guess the copyright of it. I think there's like
Hmm.
I think they said in one of the Q&As that we did that there was some like hoops you had to jump through and it was just not
Not
worth
worth it.
risking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that for sure. Um, Next question here. With so many fairy tales that are in the public domain, I would love to see. I guess this isn't a question, but would love to see Scott and Reese tackle a horror version of Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, and Cinderella. I know you just said
Yeah,
Cinderella.
so we've done
Yep.
Cinderella.
Right.
I really want to see Beauty and the Beast, so I'd love, my dream role is to play Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yeah.
That's like my dream role. I've said this for literally months. That's my dream role.
Oh, that's
So if
awesome.
they do it, I hope it's me.
Yeah, do Belle as like a final girl trope.
Oh my God.
That would be awesome.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah. And then thank you for that, Natasha.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Would love you to see, or I would see you in, or I would love to see you in American Horror Stories. That would be awesome.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
if you
I'd
got
love to
an
do something like
American Horror
that.
Story.
I
Yeah.
love that sort of stuff, because that again is like, it fucks your mind. You kind of don't know what the fuck's going on. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I would love, and I used to love them. I used to binge watch them before bed.
I think I've only seen the first couple series of it, so it's like the
Really?
first two or three, I want to say. I know that that's like a different story, like every season
Yeah,
series, right? Yeah. So it's like anthology stuff. I don't know why I fell off, but I do kind of want to pick it back up.
definitely
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Good to know. All
Do
right.
it.
So next question I have, were you a fan of Winnie the Pooh prior to making the movie?
Yes, I was. I was a fan of Winnie the Pooh. I used to love Winnie the Pooh when I was a kid. Obviously I have ADHD, which I'm assuming you know after I've spoke this much on this call.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
But
I do too. I can't blame you.
do you know what I've noticed? All creatives seem to have something wrong.
Mhm.
Everyone
Yeah.
that's creative that I know has something wrong. So yeah, I have ADHD. So obviously Tigger, obviously was probably my favorite child, my favorite character
Mhm.
when I was a child. My favorite character was probably Tigger when I was a kid, and I used to love it. Like especially because Tigger was so bouncy, and like obviously I loved Eeyore as well. So it was like Tigger and Eeyore.
Mhm.
Eeyore probably because he was just so like depressed, and I related to it.
Right,
And
yeah.
then Tigger obviously because he was so like bouncy and fun and exciting. And you know what? It's not actually ruined it for me. I literally watched Christopher Robin, you know, the new movie. Christopher Robin's
Yeah.
not new
Yeah.
anymore.
Ewan
Literally watched that with my
McGregor.
daughter just before I went to LA, like a couple of days before I
Oh,
went to LA. So it's like two
yeah.
weeks ago now. And she was like, "Oh my God, I love it. It's so good." She
I've
loved
been meaning
it.
to watch that one again recently, but yeah,
I
that's
love
good
it.
that
I
she
think it's
loved it. Yeah.
amazing. And it's
It's a
like,
great movie.
it's so different to actually the Disney version of Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the
Right,
Pooh
yeah.
Blood Honey is so different to the Disney version that my brain doesn't even associate them to be the same. It's kind of just the character names for me. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. It didn't change. It didn't really change anything for me. But whenever someone says Winnie the Pooh now, I do think of the horror movie version. So
Yeah.
it hasn't made me dislike it, but it has made me not like it as much as I like the horror movie version.
Mhm. Right,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And now that you brought up Christopher Robin, I kind of see it's kind of cool how they have those two movies. It's kind of like the two contrasting like stories that kind of like have the same setup with like Christopher Robin, moving away from the 100 Acre Woods and then coming back later on in life. I think it's kind of cool that they have that like
Yeah,
contrast to it.
yeah, I
That
like
is
that.
really cool though.
Very good. I
Yeah.
love the story of number two. Obviously, I love number one. But
Hmm.
the story of number two, I think, is amazing.
Yeah, it is. That was a really fun story too.
Really good,
Yeah, the
yeah.
twists in it, twists and turns.
So
I
good,
don't
isn't
want to
it?
spoil because, yeah, I don't want to spoil just because I'm sure
Yeah,
some
there'll be some
people
people
can
on here who've
probably
not
haven't seen
seen
it,
it
but
yet.
yeah, yeah, that was a really fun story for sure. Um,
Really good.
yeah. So I know you said this is like the first Pooh was your like your breakout role and whatnot. So how
Yes.
do you feel that being your breakout role, and then did you ever imagine yourself being killed by Winnie the Pooh and Piglet in your first ever movie?
No,
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
not. And I actually leaked information on Winnie the Pooh by accident.
Oh,
Number one.
Uh-oh.
I know, and I never said anything about it until this moment because I was afraid. But um, when I filmed number one, obviously it was my first movie. I didn't know what we were supposed to do. I knew nothing about anything like that, and it had not gone viral yet, and we'd got like BTS like photos back, stills from the
Mm-hmm.
movies and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, these are so cool, and didn't think that I had to ask or anything, and like posted them on Instagram, and I literally captioned it BTS of my death scene. That's
Oh.
what I literally captioned it, and then it went viral, and I had all these people following me, and I'd already posted it, and I was like, shit, if I delete it now, it's gonna look worse, so I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to leave it up. So I left it. It's still there. Yeah, so that's not great, is it?
I mean, that's it's cool though. I mean, it's like that was, like the I guess the first ever announcement kind of for the movie, right?
Yeah. So when it went viral, it was I was really lucky actually, because the most viral parts of it at the start was literally a photo of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really lucky because it kind of like everyone kind of came to me and came to my page and was like,
Mm-hmm.
do you know what I mean, fussing with me and
Yeah.
stuff. And then with the
Yeah.
trailer as well, because the scene of me, I'm just like all sexy in a hot tub, touching my body. Everyone loved that as well, so everyone came to my page again, and I was really
Yeah.
lucky, I think, because and then after that, everyone loved my character, so I'm very lucky because everyone loved my character and they loved like my portrayal of Lara. So yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I'm very
That
grateful for
is
that.
that is awesome. And I guess going off of that, what was the approach to filming the hot tub scene? Was it like, was there a minimum amount of crew there when you were filming it, or was
Um,
there
no, there wasn't. It was just obviously at the time I didn't know what was normal, but looking back, it was just like a normal. It was just like filming a normal scene. So we had
right.
I'm pretty sure people were inside, but I think it was because it was so cold, not because I was in a bikini.
Yeah.
People were actually leaving. I was thinking, I've taken my clothes off and everyone's going inside. What's going on?
Yeah.
I was a bit confused by that, but no, it wasn't like they'd closed the set or anything. We still had like everyone there. I'm pretty sure. I feel like a few people had like stepped away, obviously, either because of the cold or just to like make me feel comfortable.
Mhm.
I can't remember if I was asked. I was probably asked like, "Oh, do you want this to be a closed set?" And I'm pretty sure, like me being me, I would have been like, "No, it's fine."
Mhm.
But I can remember being in the hot tub between takes and asking. I think it was the gaffer, like, "Oh, can I have a cigarette?" And he was like helping me smoke from inside the hot tub, because I don't smoke anymore, but he was helping me smoke from inside the hot tub. And then
Oh,
every time I got out, people would bring me blankets and stuff, and people would come in and keep me company, because obviously in between takes, I didn't want to get out of the hot tub because it was so cold and I was
right.
soaking wet.
Mhm.
So in between takes, I was kind of like laid my body down and like floated in there,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to like even have my shoulders out of the water because it was so cold. So people were
Mhm.
just coming around and like paying me attention and like not leaving me out of the group, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I get
So
that.
yeah, no, I don't think it was a close set, but it was great.
Yeah. And then I guess as well going off of that, what was your favorite scene of the movie to film?
Let me
I
think.
guess of either movie. I guess.
Of either movie,
Mhm.
what, of one or two?
Yeah, of one or two, yeah.
Oh, let me think. Um, favorite one to film, because as much as like I'd love to say the road scene,
Mhm. There's just
that wasn't my
yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
because it was
I
very
kind of
difficult.
figured, yeah. The
Um,
environment there. Yeah.
yeah, like the jacuzzi scene and the road scene were really really difficult for me.
Mhm.
Um, but the payoff from the road scene and the jacuzzi scene was amazing. So looking back, if I'm looking from my brain now, I'd say the jacuzzi scene and the road
Mhm.
scene. But my favorite scene in the moment to film, okay, there's a funny scene in number two that I don't think made the cut.
Oh.
But okay, okay, yeah, there's a funny scene in number two that didn't make the cut. But we're running down. Okay, it's in the film, but you can't see me because I'm stood behind everyone and everyone's tall.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
where like the ravers are running through like a tunnel, and then Winnie the Pooh starts coming up like this.
Yeah, that was
That's
in
what
the
I'm talking about.
movie. I do remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So it's that scene, but you can't see me in it because I'm at the back. And it was dead funny because I'm friends with someone called Rebecca who works with Scott and Reese a lot,
Yeah.
and she was in that scene with me. So we were holding hands, because we'd both taken off our heels or something. So we were holding hands and running, and she kept saying funny shit. Like, obviously, I had to be screaming and scared, but she kept saying funny shit like "run for your life" and stuff like that. But she was so
Yeah.
genuine, like screaming "run for your lives." Like, it was so funny in the moment. Coming away from it, that was probably my favorite scene. Also, another scene that actually did get cut in the rave scene where everyone's dancing and you see me like that. I had to
Hmm.
kiss a guy for that, just a random guy. They were like, "Can you kiss him?" And I was like,
Oh.
"Okay." And then they were like, "Do you want to kiss her?" He was like, "Okay." And then we kissed, and they filmed it for ages. So we're like kissing each other's faces for a very long time, a bit of an
Oh.
uncomfortable amount of time. And they filmed it up and down, right there, like this.
Yeah.
And we're like kissing each other, and I've like he's got something around his neck, and I'm like pulling on it and all this. So
Oh,
obviously it's meant to be
geez.
like a sexy rave sort of thing.
Right.
And after all that, they cut it.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, of course, like after all of that, of course, that's the one scene that they cut, right?
I know. After all that, they cut it.
Jason laughing. Yeah.
Jason, what am I gonna do, eh?
Yeah. Funny guy. Um, and then my final question, just because a lot of us in at least this chat here, I know Jason. I'm not actually sure if he does this or not, but like, do you collect movies like Blu-rays and DVDs and whatnot, or no?
Me or Jason?
You.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was over Jason.
Sorry.
I was
Yeah.
like, I was waiting for his response. I was like, come on, Jason, let me know. I don't collect anything really.
Okay.
I've got like special edition Winnie the Pooh things that I've been
Hmm.
sent, and like DVDs of Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and just think bits like that, little bits of like, if I've been in something, I probably have the DVD. In
Right.
fact,
Okay.
no, that's a lie, because I've done quite a few films now, and I've only got the DVD for Winnie the Pooh. But I
Oh.
did FHM, which is For Him magazine. I don't know if you know what that is.
Hmm.
But I did FHM, and I was the cover model for FHM, so I've got them like collected, and I did the American FHM as well, so I've got them as well. Like things that
Right.
I've
Yeah.
been in or that I'm on, I've kind of got. Do you know what I mean? Like the merch
Yeah.
for it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, Jason's saying I'm not the super guest. Yep. Yep. Um. Anyways, that is my entire list for questions. Do you have any questions for me, or
Oh,
if anyone
okay.
else in the chat has any questions for Miss Tosini over here?
Oh,
Fire away. Yeah.
let me think
Um.
if I got any questions for you.
All right. Yeah.
Who
Let
was your
me.
favorite death in Winnie the Pooh #1?
The first one.
Yep.
Um. Probably the road scene with you. Yeah. That was. Yeah. That's probably my favorite scene to go back to. Either that or Piglet in the middle of it with the blind girl.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Um, what was your favorite death in #2?
Number 2, that one was actually Piglet. That one I can say both times probably had my favorite kill.
Really? What,
Yeah,
when he got
because
killed?
yeah, it was that makes me laugh though, because I was talking to a couple of my friends a while ago about it, and I was like, I saw Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, and they were like, "Oh God, how was it?" And I was like, "It was actually pretty good." And they were like, "Oh really? Did Piglet die?" And I was like, "Yep, his head gets blown off by a shotgun."
Yeah.
And it's like that's probably like my
I
favorite
had
scene in the
no idea
movies.
that was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I
it's
I literally didn't know.
either that or Pooh, just because of the context of he's like, oh bother, and then
Oh
axe in
yeah.
the head. That
Yeah,
was
that's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. Uh but yeah, I'd say probably Piglet's death, because that was the one that got me like getting up out of my seat like, oh shit, that's
Oh
awesome.
really?
Yeah. But yeah, that was funny, yeah. Um Jason says, I don't really collect, but I do have some VHS, but I don't buy anymore. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
okay, fair enough.
Question for you. Do you game or watch any anime?
I used to watch anime, but I used to watch it off of like recommendation only because I was kind of
Right.
like getting into it and I didn't really know what I was doing. So I had a friend that watched a lot of anime and he kind of recommended me. So he'd be like, "Watch this," and I'm like, "Okay," and I'd watch it and then I'd be like, "Oh, I love that. What next?" And he'd tell me again.
Hmm.
But I'm so busy. Like this is the thing. I don't even watch films. Like every time you've mentioned a film today, I've gone, "Don't know what it is. Don't know what it is."
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, I just don't have time to watch anything. Unfortunately, do I game? I love to game, but I don't have time.
Mm.
I love playing games and stuff. I love like GTA, Call of Duty,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Two of my favorite series for sure.
But
Yeah.
I just don't have the time.
Oh,
I'm always
that's
busy.
yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. It's like, got to put priorities first, and of course,
Yeah.
acting. That is a huge achievement right there. So,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Um, in number two, really loved Winnie's death scenes. He was so good. Yeah. Um,
What
hands
was your
down the
favorite death
roast in
scene? The
the
roadkill
first one.
scene.
Yep.
What was
Yep.
your favorite death scene in number two, Jason? Like anyone who was murdered and that was your favorite. Go on,
Mm,
enlighten me.
yes. When Piglet's death arrived in the second, I was like, damn, anyone could die. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yep.
really was crazy, wasn't it?
I think Death Note would be an anime in your alley. I have
I've
not
seen
seen
Death
Death Note.
Note, but not the anime one.
Oh, okay. This is like the
The
movie
movie.
Death Note. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen. I'm actually the same way. I've seen the movie. I just haven't seen the show.
Yeah,
Looks really cool though, from what I hear.
I'm gonna have to
So
give it a watch.
yeah. Um. Yeah. I personally I like gaming. I don't have a lot of time like you.
Yeah,
School and whatnot. But yeah, and then anime, actually kind of the same as you. I just go off a recommendation. I know
yeah.
Naruto, that was like a big one that I used to
Oh,
watch
okay.
just because one of my friends said, check this out. And then also Demon Slayer, I've been trying to get into that one recently
Oh, okay.
because my
Somebody
friends have
recommended
been
that
saying
to
it's
me.
whatever. Demon Slayer, that is one that I you said you don't like really disturbing stuff. Demon Slayer, some of it's kind of disturbing. So
Okay.
maybe not. It's like I mean it's kind of obvious like through the name. It's a kid like kills demons. It's
Oh,
a kid
really?
that kills demons. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly in some
Yeah.
some scenes, but it's also kind of disturbing. Like there's a little girl that gets possessed and whatnot. It's like
Yeah, see, that's the
yeah,
thing. I don't mind gore. Like, I can watch someone have their eyeballs ripped out and fed to themselves and
right.
forced in up their nostrils, and I'm like, yeah, that looks sick. It's when it's
Yeah.
to do with like kids or animals, or there's any type of I don't want to say that word just in case, but essay involved or anything like that. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. I just can't watch that.
Yeah, same with me, honestly. It's that's where it draws the line for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that is where it draws the line for me.
Yep. The baseball death scene of Winnie was good.
Yeah, the
Yes.
head.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool scene. Yeah, that had everyone in the
Yeah.
cinema going, "What?"
With the bear trap. Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't it?
Yep. Uh, Demon Slayer, the Beast right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like one of the biggest animes out there right now for
Is it?
sure. I know they just made I think it was a film. They did well, it's kind of a film, not really, because what they do is they like they'll put together like 2 or 3 episodes from the show. They'll do like the end of one season and then the premiere of the next.
Oh,
So
okay.
they'll just like do the last couple episodes and then jam them together and release them in
Oh,
theater and
okay.
whatnot. So yeah. Oh, the thing about the female key villain I am writing doesn't show her true colors until the last quarter of the movie script. Nice.
I
That's
like
pretty
that
good.
though. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, building tension throughout and then finally just popping out, "Oh, I'm a villain." Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
I like
cool.
that. And it would be such a shock as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Drew, what is up? How's it
Hey,
going?
Drew.
I think maybe Spy Family for you. If you like funny spy and family movie, that's pretty much Spy X Family. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's good.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the Scream movies?
I don't know how to. I was of like number one and number two,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, I can't keep watching this. And then I watched the most recent one, and I was like, yay, I like it again. So
Yeah.
I'm again like kind of all over with it.
Yeah, 3 and 4, like the middle chapters, they're all
Yeah.
right. I like the new ones though, and I'm looking forward to the next one because they're bringing back Sydney.
Oh, okay. I've not even seen anything
So,
about it. When is it coming out?
mhm.
Do you know?
I think they just finished the script, and because
Oh,
they had announced that it was the writer of the first three, I want to say, movies is coming back, and he's directing it this time. He's not writing
oh,
it for whatever reason. But yeah, he's coming back and he's directing it, and then they put out on I think it was Nev Campbell's Instagram. She put out a picture of her script. It had like her name on it and everything. It was like, oh sweet, yeah. So she is coming back, and
yay.
I know. Okay, there was the whole debacle with the two girls from the 5 and 6. One of them got fired, the other left. Did you hear
Oh
about that?
yeah,
Or
I saw that.
yeah, yeah. It's really unfortunate, but because it was like right, like right in the middle of their story that it
Yeah.
just got cut off. But yeah, Bear Trap was my favorite kill.
Was
That's
it?
yeah, that is a dope kill.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, have you seen Sweeney Todd?
I have. I love that film. I
Love it
love
too.
that film.
So good.
I love Tim
Um,
Burton.
yes, Sleepy Hollow. That's one of my favorites too.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Oh, it is so
Is
so
it? Should I
cool.
watch it?
That's a great one. I actually just watched it last year around Halloween for the first
Oh,
time.
really?
Yeah, and I love that one.
I need to watch that. That's like a need to watch for me.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd
I
love to work
recommend
with
it for
Tim
sure.
Burton. I'd love to be in a Tim Burton film.
Yes. Did you see Beetlejuice 2 that's coming out soon? I
Oh
think it's
yeah, I've not
in
seen it yet. Is it out?
I think it's coming out in October or something
Oh,
like
is it?
that.
Okay.
So yeah, they just
Yeah, and I'm
made
definitely
the
gonna have to watch that.
trailer. They just made the
Oh
trailer.
yeah, I saw the
So
trailer. I saw the trailer. Yeah.
yeah, it looks great. And then, are you excited for Beetlejuice 2?
Oh yes,
Absolutely.
very much so.
Can't wait for it, man.
So
Edward
excited.
Scissorhands.
Oh
Edward
yeah.
Scissorhands.
Oh, I love
So good.
that.
Yep.
Tim Burton. He's like everything he touches turns to gold.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I love? Wes
Who's that?
Anderson.
Oh, Wes Anderson. Yes, love Wes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
What's your favorite from him?
It's going to be a tie between maybe the Grand Budapest Hotel.
That's probably my favorite. Yeah, it's either that one or Fantastic Mr. Fox for me.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites as well.
Mm-hmm. I think.
What's your favorite movie of all time ever?
Favorite movie of all time? I'd have to say Fight Club. Just actually,
I've not seen that.
I can't talk about it. My bad.
Oh yeah, everyone says that every time I say something like Fight Club. They're like, you can't talk about that. And I'm like,
yeah, you can't talk about it.
I know it's obviously like a part of the film where they say you can't talk about it or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch it because I want to be a part of this.
Yes, so
included.
So good. That is, yeah. I make sure to watch that at least like once or twice a year, just because
really?
It's that it's like that important to me because it's like it's just the perfect movie to me. It's got like the perfect twist, the perfect performances. It's one of those that it fucks with your mind for sure. It's
really oh
yeah,
because
like the twist is like all for like if something's real or not. So yeah.
Okay. You sold me.
Yep. Check it out for sure. Just watched Sweeney Todd the other day for the first time. Wow, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Sacha Baron Cohen, Alan Rickman can carry a tune. Yep, because it's a musical, right? Sweeney Todd.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since I've seen it, so I don't remember a whole lot. about it.
I haven't seen it for a long time, but I think when I used to watch it quite a bit.
Mhm.
So kind of like it was such an art, honestly, so good. I don't know, this might be controversial, but I kind of wish it wasn't a musical.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of wish, but I mean, it came off of Broadway, so it kind of makes sense that it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. Oh well.
What can you do?
Yeah. Anyways, this has been a great time having you on here. Anyone, last couple questions here, throw them in, and I guess we can get out of here then.
I'm
Not
very glad
to,
to have been here. I had a great
yeah,
time.
happy to have you on here. Of course,
Oh,
it's been a
yay.
blast. But yeah, if anyone has any final questions, would you love to be in a movie with Johnny Depp and Cillian Murphy, I guess, yeah.
Okay. That's so hard because I'd love to work both of them. Even just to be able to watch them work.
Yeah.
Like, do you know when you're watching such an amazing actor and you're watching art transform in front of your eyes? It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird for me to explain, but probably Johnny Depp, probably. I've got to say
Johnny
Johnny
Depp.
Depp. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to say.
Great chat, you two. Yeah. Thanks
Thanks,
for
Jason.
popping in, Jason. Success on your career, Natasha, and congrats on Mike for this interview. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
And I mean, congrats to you as well for making a pretty big mainstream horror actress now. It's awesome to
Oh, thank you. I thought
have
you
you in
talked to
here.
Jason again. Every time you talk to me, I think you talk to Jason.
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. And well done on your first interview.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Can't wait to see more interviews and also Natasha back on the channel. Yes. Would love to have you back on the channel. That would be awesome to have you back on.
Yes, definitely.
Natasha, you're such a delight to talk to. If my screenplay becomes something, I'll keep you in mind.
Yes, keep me in mind. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
I would
It was very nice
love
to
to
talk to
see you
you.
attached to the project for sure.
Oh my God, yes.
Congrats to Natasha on her success.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Alrighty. I guess that about does it. Oh, please tell Scott and Reese that I absolutely loved Pooh 2. Yeah.
I will do that.
Tell them for me as well.
Okay.
It was
I'll be
great
sure to let them know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I guess that'll do it for this interview. So thank you guys for tuning into the chat, and thank you, Natasha, for
thank you so much for
in.
watching, guys. Love all of you.
And just in the last second, my buddy Alex Labo pops in. What's up, Labo?
Alex, thank you.
All right, yeah. So thank you again for hopping in here. It was a blast chatting with you about all things horror and films. So yeah,
that's great. Thank you very much for having me.
And thank you for being part of my first interview. This was
oh my God, you're so welcome. Don't ever forget me when you're rich and famous.
Oh, I won't. Trust me. I will not. Anyways, so yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the stream. And
thank you guys.
Thank you, Hunter. And have a good one, guys. Peace.